you have been a good time. So today, welcome to our second session, where we shall go digging deeper into understanding the concepts involved in HTML and attempting to build our first web pages. I hope you had an amazing time last week, and I do hope some of you were able to build their projects further than we just had a simple web pages on Friday or on Saturday. So having a recap, and in this first few minutes, we shall understand some of the introduction of HTML and also build a better web page by the end of today. So last week we covered, we say that an HTML document consists of two parts. That's document creation, what the users will see, which means the appearance or maybe the outside of the program, and then we have the tags and how they see it. So the tags don't appear on the page, but it's the web browser which is able to understand what you want to show through these tags. So let's learn more about the basic structure. Now, the HTML tag is considered to be the head of the family, the giant of the family. And that's why it's always the very, very first tag in an HTML document. So it's from this tag that the browser recognizes that this is actually an HTML document. So for every opening tag, there is a closing tag. For example, if we are opening HTML, we would close it using this backslash, as we learned last week. We also went ahead and learned about, so we say that the HTML tag is followed by the head, which is like the vice chairperson of the Django. And so this is a special tag because the content written inside it is not displayed on the web page, and it comprises of the title of the browser. So whatever you want to call your project or your web page or website will always be under the tags, under the head tag. So the head of the Django is actually the head, and then the body can come in. But then, for example, this would be our simple web page, and this is what I was illustrating. The title has to be inside the head, and we always have to close it using this backslash. So the head comes in and still says, "Hey kids, I'm still the head of the Django." So the head is not this, whatever is inside the head, it does not appear on the web page, but it's the most important tag in an HTML document. So the head is followed by the body tag, and this is where the actual content that is visible on this web page is written. For example, all the visual elements such as headings, paragraphs, images, your video links, whatever you want to appear on your web page is going to be inside the body tag. So for the body is saying that we are everything that matters, because it's what the users, what people see. Without us, people will not see anything on the web page, so they also matter. Congrats, you have unlocked the basic ingredients of an HTML document. We said we begin with the HTML tag, then we have the head, and inside the head we have the title. Then outside the head we go to the last part, which is now the body of the web page. So this is how we arrange it. And the head I want you to try and arrange these these tags in the chat. So I want you to arrange these 6. Which one comes first? Which one comes second? I want you to arrange it and then share that in the chat. Let's see the first person. I want to see the first person to get it right. You arrange everything. Don't post one by one. Just make the whole document, then post your answer at once. Some people are posting one. That's not allowed. I just want you to arrange them once in one line, then you share in the chat. I see. Okay, nice. So I see the first person here, Benjamin, says you begin with the HTML, then head, then body. Yeah, so I think the first person to get it right is Tendo Benjamin Michael Shadrach. Congratulations. Now, and also we also have Mina saying HTML. So Mina gets it wrong. Mina and Einstein. And then we have Benjamin saying HTML head, then body, then Benjamin also gets it wrong. Yeah, so the only person who got it right is Tendo Benjamin Michael Shadrach. So you can see, so Tendo, you raise up your hand and then let us know why you arrange it like that. Raise up your hand, then you unmute. Okay, you can now unmute.
When we started, you told us that we start with the HTML and then the head, and then we put in the head, we put in the title, and then we close the head, and then we start the body, and in the body there are the paragraphs, and then we close also the body, and then end it with HTML.
Perfect, brilliant. So someone else, your hand is up. That's Trevor. Yes, Trevor. Now, I also see Alex Josiah. Yes, that. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Now, let's move on. Just turn this down. Get this up. So the right HTML, Before we move any further along this learning path, several questions may have popped into your head already, and you do not have to worry. We are going to answer a few of them. So there are these questions that you may be asking. What's HTML? Maybe you may have already answered that. What is a browser? And what's a web page? So let someone raise up your hand if you know how to define what a browser is. Yes, I see your hand is up. Someone who is Yoni. Christian, you want to tell us what a web browser, what a browser is?
Before teacher, I tell you this, I wanted to tell you I wasn't in the class of the other time.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
sent
what HTML and what it is, and I didn't see how to code using it. But
you will watch the recorded video.
so you were asking what a web page is.
What a browser is.
A browser is like an app with websites in it.
Nice, nice, nice. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Let's get someone, let's get Philip with his opinion.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. A browser is a program used to view HTML documents, and most times a browser can also act as a search engine.
Nice, nice, nice try. That's brilliant. Let's get here from the next person.
Excuse me, teacher. I think a browser is a website. A browser is an app where you use internet to search for websites. Yes. Yeah.
Very good. Brilliant, brilliant. I like your opinion. Let's get to hear from Tendo Benjamin. Michael, what's your opinion?
A browser is a computer program with a graphical user interface for displaying and navigating between web pages.
Very good, very good. How about Trevor? What do you have to say? I see your hand is up. Okay. Now let me see. Who else wants to try? What's a web browser? Okay. Now those answers are all correct. And so how do web browsers, since we have said that a browser is just used to access the web pages on the internet or on the World Wide Web. So before even we go further, what are some of the examples of web browsers that you know? Just type them in the chat. Types of web browsers. I see. Christian says Google. Google is not a web browser. Google is just a search engine. So let's keep them coming. Yes, Google Chrome. Very good, Christian. When you put Chrome, then now it makes sense. Tendo also says Chrome and Opera Mini. Very good. Trami Play Store is not a web browser. It's an app browser. Anyway, Firefox, very good, Benjamin. Microsoft Edge, very good, Einstein and Mina. Let's keep them coming. Safari, very good. Google Chrome from Galiana, very good. Phonics browser, very good from Philip. Microsoft Edge, very good, Christian. So those are used to search for web pages online. Now, what's a web page? Can someone just raise up their hand and you tell us what's a web page? Because we have said that a browser is used to access web pages. Bing is not a web browser, it's a search engine, Einstein. So let's get to hear from IC Phil. Your hand is up. You want to try what's a web page?
I think a web page is anything connected to, okay. A web page is a document connected to the World Wide Web. A web page is a document connected to the World Wide Web.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a nice try. It's a brilliant response. Let's get to hear from someone else who wants to try. What's a web page? I see. Let me get to hear from the next person.
A web page. A web page is a website which has been searched by a browser to which has certain information that, yeah.
Very good, very good. I like the bit where I said it has a certain information. So a web page is just a document which we, the users, we request from the web browser, and then it's displayed to us. So it's just a document provided by a website, then displayed by the web browser to the user. As simple as that. It is a document provided by the website, requested by the user through the web browser, and it's displayed through the web browser. So if you wanted to understand it more, it can just be when you request for maybe, let me say, if you want to search anything on Google and you're searching for sweaters, then the browser is going to search for sweaters. Then it gets for you one page, which you can read about sweaters. That's a web page. So a website is a collection of so many web pages, as we said last week. And I see Stendo Benjamin saying a web page is a document from the internet which can be seen with the web browser. Very good, intelligent. Now, let's get to the question, how do web browsers interact with HTML anyway? How are they able to get those documents? So browsers are too proud and they just do not and cannot read the content directly from the place where it is stored. So to settle this conflict, web servers are always used. So we are going to be understanding now what is a web server and how does the browser communicate with the web server. So let's look at a web server. A web server acts like an intermediator, like a broker. It patiently listens to the browser's request and executes it for us. So if you have seen in your life these guys who are house over brokers or blockers, I don't know what their name is, but those guys who, when you want a house, when your parent wants a house, they contact them. Then for them, they look for the houses around the place where you want the house to be. So in web development, or maybe also on the internet, a web server is the broker on the internet. It acts as the middle person and it patiently listens to what the browser asks for, which the user has passed to the browser to look for, and it executes it for us. So the document delivered to the browser contains the HTML document, which is displayed just by identifying the HTML tag from the document. So that's why we say that if you don't have your document starting with the tag HTML, it's not going to work because the web browser is not going to understand that it's an HTML document. So what is a web server? A web server is just like a broker which helps us to look for the information that we requested for, and then it brings it for us to see it through the web browser. Now, let's, so what makes HTML so powerful? Anyway, so HTML is a very friendly language, just like Scratch, and it is good. It's in good terms with almost all web browsers. It can be displayed very well on all web browsers, and it isn't needy, and it works out. We were just using a very simple notepad program on our computer to display HTML documents. So, but if you are having to write other languages, you cannot display them in notepad. You would need a very advanced environment to be able to support the displaying of the document. So HTML is easy, and it works very well using even very simple text editors. Now, it is the least complicated when it comes to search engines, and so it makes even life very easy for search engines like Google to query all the data that we are asking for, and it makes it very easy for the search engines to look for the data. Now, did I tell you HTML is a programming language? No, I said some people consider it a programming language. So now, trust me or not, HTML is a fashion diva. It controls the presentation, structure, and layout of the data on a web page, but it is not a programming language. It just doesn't contain any functional or programming logic, e.g. inputting and outputting, the way we were using Scratch to input and output information, the way we use C to input and output information. But it's a king, it's a giant, because it makes web pages or websites look nice, as we are going to be seeing. Now, let's get to what is the first tag of an HTML document. What is the first tag of an HTML document? Someone raise up your hand or just type in the chat. What's the first tag of an HTML document? We are just doing a recap, so don't you worry. I see Benjamin, your hand is up.
The HTML.
Very good. So it's the HTML. It's the first tag of an HTML document. Another question. Tags and text that are not displayed on the page are written under which of these tags? Let's see the first person to type in the chat. Tags and text that are not displayed on the web page are written under which of these tags? A, B, C, or D? Let me see some sharp students here. Tags and text that are not displayed on the web page are written under which of these tags? I see Shadrach, your hand is up. You can just leave it in the chat as well. Should be a very simple one. I don't know why facing challenges answering. I see in the chat now if we have let me see who gets it right. Yeah, Philip says who started? Let me see. The first person was okay. Was Christian said A. A is not right. Then Galiana said head. Then that is C. Let me see. And then Trevor says D. Then Phil says head. Then Alex says C. Alex, Jasan, Maria. Then A from Benjamin. And then Trami says D. Then Galiana says head again. Then Gabriela says body. Then Tendo says HTML. Then Philip says C, head. Then Tendo, Michael says A. Then Galiana says B, changes their mind. Then Einstein says A. Then Farid says A. And then Tendo Benjamin comes again and says HTML. Then C from Trevor, C from Gift, C. Now everyone is changing their mind. Then D from Einstein, C from Caesar, D, Trami, B from Tendo again. Now, you see all those answers that you're giving is because you don't have confidence in yourself. So I see Philip, your hand is up. You want to say something?
I say it's the head which isn't displayed on the page, because today I did a lot of coding for HTML and the head never appeared. So practically it's the head which doesn't display on the page.
Awesome. So we have been saying that from day one that tags and text that are not displayed on the page are written under which of these. So if we don't want to display the title on the web page, we put it under the head tag, inside the head tag, such that it will not be displayed on the it will not be displayed on the web page. So the correct answer is C. Those who said C or who said head are correct. And also thank you for the explanation, Phil. So now let us get to the next teaser. So to create a basic HTML document, what are all the things required? If it's A and B, if it's A and C, or if it's all of them, just type in the chat. Okay, I see. Farid says C, a web browser is real. And then Trevor says A. Then Tendo says A. There is D and Mina. Then Tendo Michael Chinto says D. Caesar says D. So which is which now? So to create a basic HTML document, what are all the things that are required? Do we need the text editor? Do we need common sense? Do we need a web browser? Or do we need all of them? Let's get to, this is a good one. So I need to get your opinion. Let them keep coming. I see some other opinions here. We have Gabriela A, Benjamin D, Gift D, Trami D, Alex, Josiah and Maria, A and B, then A and B from Tendo, Michael Shadrach. So we already said that, first of all, in order for us to write code for HTML document, we need a text editor to edit. Like we had a Notepad. Notepad is a text editor. PyCharm is a text editor. VS Code is a text editor. We have so many of them, text editors. Text editors are just like places like football. If you want to go and play football, you go to a football pitch or a field. So even text editors, we look at them as fields where we write the instructions or the code, which turns out to be now the HTML document, which is the web browser will read or will display. So we need an HTML editor. But you cannot do coding without common sense. So we need B as well. We need common sense in order for us to build HTML documents. How about to test? Can you create an HTML document and you don't test it in a web browser? No. How will you know whether it's right or not? So you need a web browser too. So those who said D are right. We need all of them. So you can now change your mind and text the right answer. Let's go to the end, to the lesson we are supposed to study today now. That was just a recap of last week's class. And I'm so happy that most of you have been practicing. Those who just went and slept and waited for the next class, that the ones who are saying E. So let's look now, dive deeper into understanding what a web page is, because we are going to be writing so many of them. So now in this lesson, we want to look at what a web page is, and then you're going to design your second web page today. So, hey browser, here is some advice for you. You should never stop listening to the web server. Every time, if a web browser, if a web server is not there, then the web browser cannot do anything. They are dead. A web browser is dead without a web server. It's just like having a computer with no internet. That's what happens to a web browser which has no web server, which doesn't listen to a web server. So the web page is advising. A web page is advising the browser that for me to get the information to display, to be displayed, for me to be displayed to you, you have to listen to a web server. And it always has some exciting content for you, the beauty on those pages. So accidentally, I clicked on you again. What do you want? So that's the person who, that's how the browsers interact with the users. So now let's try to look at how they really cooperate. What's a web page anyway, and how do they work together? So teamwork makes the dream work. Of course, that's what we've been doing throughout our coding adventure. When we started a few months ago, we have been doing things as a team in order to achieve the best outcome. And so even the web, even these what with these units, or maybe this work. So a web page is the result of a team working together. Without a team working together, if the web browser doesn't work together with the server, you cannot get a web page. So a web server can be hardware or software that lets you deliver the web page to your browser. Now, what's a web server? Anyway, we already said what a web server is, but so browsers just have to read and decode. Decoding means to translate or maybe to understand the instructions displaying, and then they displaying exciting content on the screen. So they read and then they decode or translate the characters in any language that has been that the document has been written in. Then it displays the exciting content on the screen. For you, will just be seeing a very good web page, but then the decoding and also the translation of the characters of those languages, those numbers, binary codes, it's the web browser which does that. And we just realized that that's what a web page is. A web page is what we see. So let's get back to our brain tease before we go to the breakout sessions, and then we start over. We should start over with the web page soon. So a web browser is a medium used to access and view what? Just type in the chat. A web browser is a medium used to web browser is a medium used to access and view what? So I see Caesar says D, all of them. B, Einstein says web pages. And then D, so let me just keep them coming. What happened? Now, sorry. Just keep them coming, just keep them coming. So a web browser is a medium used to access. Let me see, someone's hand is up. Philip, do you want to say something?
I would say that I would say this is correct, because when we got, I'll use an example of Google Chrome. When we are using Google Chrome, we are able to access Google, we are able to access YouTube, and when we open Google, Google is a search engine, and it comes with different web pages and websites. So with a web browser, we'll also be able to open websites and web pages. So this is correct.
Fantastic. Let's get to hear from Trevor.
Teacher, can you hear me now? I was trying to give you an answer back then, but I had some problems.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would say D.
D, why? Why would you say D?
You need a web browser to access your websites, and you need a web browser also to access your web pages, and also Google. You need Chrome you can use Chrome to access Google.
All right, fantastic. Let's get to hear from Daliana.
Teacher.
Galiana, you're still muted. All right, so we can hear from.
Teacher,
Yes.
I was saying I would choose D.
What's your reason?
Excuse me, teacher.
You're muted again. Okay, let's hear from Einstein and Mina.
Teacher, I said D because D can be used to open Google. For example, you can use Safari to open Google. You can also use the same web browser to open websites and so on. So I choose D as my answer, my final answer.
Awesome, awesome. Let's hear from Caesar as the last person. Oh, he lowered his hand. Now, so let's, the right answer is D, of course, and I like all your explanations. So a web browser is a medium used to access and view websites, web pages, Google, and anything that we can search for on the internet. We use a web browser. Now, so it's,
I said D.
yes, Galiana.
I said D.
Nice, nice. Okay. So let's learning to some good use. We can start by opening a simple text editor like Notepad, and then we try revisiting your mind palace and refer to the memory of the basic HTML structure you learned last week, and also which we practiced last week. So open your text editors, open Notepad, open text edit on your Mac or maybe your iPad. The ones you used, just open them and then let's try out. So now this is, you can build on the project that you worked on last time, and then you just improve on it upon it. So last time we had something like this. This was the first program. We had an opening tag, which is the HTML. Then we said whatever we don't want to be displayed on the web page is always inside the tags, which are the head, as we can see. Then the body is whatever we want to appear on the web page. So let's now move on to, we already did that, so we shall not do that again. So we say that after having that program, you save the text file as a .html file. So when you save a file, you have to put .html before you save it. So you can call it hey. For example, I can call my program hey.html. I don't have to leave spaces between the names. It has to be just one word, which doesn't have space. It has to be one word. It can be mine.html, but you can't say I am good with spaces. It has to be only without spaces. We don't leave spaces in while naming these documents. So try opening the file in your browser. We tried that, right click, and then we open that in Chrome or in Mozilla. So now it was cool. And we had, let's just practice and see if you can have another web page for you here today before we move on to something else. So for now, I think that's something you will do because of time. You will do it in your own free time. So let's just try to look at something else. And we noticed, so did you notice which tag is responsible for displaying content on the screen? Yes, of course we did. And that is, someone wants to try? Which tag is responsible for displaying content on the screen? You can just leave in the chat. Okay, let me have Christian. He hasn't said.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this was basically just to show us how to put what was made on a website.
So what's the correct answer?
So teacher, well, like HTML, isn't it just for like typing and like making something someone wants to read online?
Yeah, exactly.
So where will we make these things in HTML?
So we shall use, you missed the class, but you'll watch the video and then you'll be able to catch up for the previous video. We sent it to you, but maybe you just didn't see it in the WhatsApp message.
We use Muro.
No. We use Notepad. So now the right answer, I like your opinion. It's body for most of you. And Trami, you say B is not right. So B is not right. The correct answer is A. Whatever you want to be displayed or to be seen on the web page should always be in the body. So it's the body tag which is responsible for displaying things or content on the screen. Now, did you notice anything in the previous code? Indentation made it easy to understand. Indentation is the space that you leave between lines. If we leave a line before writing, so let me show you what an indentation means here. So indentation in programming is this space, and then this space that is left is what we call indentation, just to make the work organized while we are programming. So indentation made it easy to understand. And the tags were written using lowercase, no capital letters. We didn't have any capital letter. So correct capitalization should be used throughout the code. All tags were closed in the proper order. And if they weren't closed properly, the code wouldn't have worked. So what is indentation anyway? Let's now dive deeper into indentation. Indentation is an art of providing space from the margin to provide structure to the code. The tags are written using using what? Another brain teaser. This should be one of the last teasers, then we can learn about. So let's try in the chat. Tags are written using what? Only numbers, uppercase, lowercase, or symbols? I see in the chat, Christian says B, Philip says symbols, that's D. Einstein says B. Benjamin says D. Keep them coming, keep them coming. C and D from Josiah. Symbols from Benjamin, Tendo Michael. D and C, Tendo Michael Chinto. D, Gabriela. All right, so tags are written using, we just said a tag. Previously, it is, we use symbols like the greater than and the less than sign. So I see Gabriela got it right. I saw the first person to get it right was, let me see who was the first person to get it right. We had Philip was the first person to get it right. So it is symbols. We don't use, those who are saying B, we don't even use uppercase anywhere. So uppercase cannot be used. We don't use it anywhere. So we use only symbols to write tags. Tags are those greater and then less than sign symbols which cover the words that are inside them. Now, after writing, just take this down. After writing the code, let's get it has frozen. Let's get to answer this. After writing the code, the text file should be saved with which extension? Someone says B. So now this is where we shall now have another lesson about the extensions. I see Benjamin, your hand is up.
I said B because you save it as .html.
Very good. Let's get to hear from Einstein and Mina.
I said .html because if you don't use .html, your project, it won't come up in the browser. So the right thing to say is .html. It's the only
Nice.
way to.
Let's get to hear from Phil.
I say we said .html because if we don't put .html, the web browser will not be able to read the code. So .html is my final answer.
All right. So let me share that. So those I see Nakato is saying is going to share. Don't share the link to the class with anyone or anywhere. So now this is now where we tickle your mind, because we use either what you're going to use so many times is the .html, but also the .htm is also used as a correct extension with the HTML documents, as we shall see when we advance. So the correct answer is both B and C. We can have the text file saved as .html or .htm extension. So dash helps the browser by providing or delivering it the web page. What is dash? Dash helps the browser by providing, delivering it to the web page. What's dash? So I see Benjamin says C from Christian, B from Phil, HTML from Tendo Benjamin, Trevor B, from Tendo Michael. So very everyone who has said B is very correct, and you are very attentive. And those ones who said God knows, you are also right. So the correct answer is B. A web server helps the web browser by providing or delivering it the web page. So let's get to the last part of this class, summary. Just give me a moment, and we summarize this class. Then for us, we shall give you our assignment. Some of you may be having the last class today because we saw a few. I know people who have sent in their work. I know people who have not sent. But if you stop today, it doesn't mean you will never. You can apply and redo Ignite with the next cohort. So by the end of lesson 4, we want to do a recap of HTML tags, and we learn about more tags. So, and we want to build a better program. So let's make this learning roadmap of HTML more exciting as we move on. Next on our way is the backbone of the HTML language. Yes, you are correct. We are talking about HTML tags. I just like the way they call them tags, an HTML tag. Even the way they pronounce it's not HTML, it's HTML, HTML. So when you tell someone, and you be like, I'm learning HTML, you don't say HTML. So the backbone, the paragraph tag is what we want to look at. And we have already used it. So I'm just going to do a recap before we see some special tags. So the paragraph tag is the backbone of English language because we have been using paragraphs while writing. So as coffee is to morning, a paragraph is to the body. Bodies need paragraphs inside them. So denotation is, we denote it with the P enclosed with the tags, the greater than, and then the less than tags. And we know how to close that tag. We have to open and close, as you can see. So where is it located? It's placed inside the body. You cannot have the paragraph tag in the head, you get. Let's look at, so it helps us to, it lets you to make new paragraphs. You can have so many paragraphs on your web page by the help of the paragraph tag. And the text placed inside this tag will be visible on the main page because it's inside the body. So here is an example to take you through. Inside the body, we are the Django, and then we open a paragraph, a new paragraph here, and we say I'm the one denoted as rabbit. Then please let me know why I'm here. So putting one tag inside another is termed as nesting. So if you put the paragraph tag inside the body, we have nested this tag here, the paragraph tag inside the body tag. So those are some of the terms you now need to be speaking there to scare your neighbors. You can scare your classmates, scare your people in church. You just go to church and tell people, you know what? I'm going to nest a tag inside another tag, and people will be confused. They will know that this person has started speaking Chinese. So putting one tag inside another tag is termed as nesting. So I don't expect you to start speaking simple words, putting inside. Though when you're explaining your project, you say, I nested the paragraph. I nested the paragraph. So we shall understand that you put it inside another tag. Let me see who will be speaking poorly as a fake programmer during the presentations. So the paragraph tag, when we open this code in our browser, it looks like this. This code here, it will look like this. We are the Django family, and then we make a paragraph here. We leave some space, make a paragraph, as we said here. Whatever is in this paragraph will appear in the next paragraph. Let's now look at the break tag. This is a special one. We haven't looked at it. So please don't sit next to me. That's what this tag says to us. So let's move on to the next line. This is what this tag is saying. Don't sit next to me. Move on to the next, to the next line. So the break helps you to move to the next line, to break the next line. Writing sentences in a new line provides symmetry to the writing. The break tag lets you start a sentence from a new line in HTML. And it's denoted using the BR enclosed with the less, greater than, and less than symbols, as you can see on my screen. So it's located inside the body tag because whatever it's used for, it's used for something which is displayed on the web page. And it lets you start from a new line, not a new paragraph. This is just a new line, but not a new paragraph. So special characteristics is like, it is a self-closing tag. For it, you don't close it. As you have seen, you don't have to have maybe another tag, to a closing tag. You just write it as it is and it closes itself. So that's how special it is. It's one of the self-closing tags in HTML. Let's see why we call it a self-closing tag. So we have been waiting for you to ask this question. What is a self-closing tag anyway? Because we are saying it for the first time. So the opening and closing are both included under the same tag, meaning when we had HTML here, we were opening using both, for example, here paragraph, we opened using this tag, then closed with the slash here to close the paragraph. But then when we come to the self-closing tag here, the opening and closing are both included under one tag. So not all tags can be used in such a manner. It's identified by the forward slash towards the end. What is a self-closing tag? A self-closing tag is one which the opening and closing are both included under the same tag. You don't have to have Christian, you are sitting as if you're the head of the jungle. Sorry, I had forgotten to charge my computer, and I didn't know it was going to black out. But then, thank you for staying on. Now, Christian, do you know we can? So let's get to. So let's conclude. Now, the break tag. This is how we can use the break tag. Here is an example. I want all of you to try. Open your notepad. For those of you who were with us last week, you already know how to do that. And then try out saying, just here to help the break tag, then put this break here inside the paragraph, then say, write a word. I told you it's a self-closing tag. It doesn't have something to close it. So for example, let's do it together. I think you can. Let me also start over. Let me open my. So for me, I'm going to, since I'm the head of the jungle, I'm just going to use PyCharm. I already showed you how to use a notepad. So let me open my PyCharm. Let's save some time. Sorry, we are supposed to close at 8:30. Let me summarize in the next 5 minutes. Now, let me share my PyCharm. Where's PyCharm? Okay, so under my PyCharm, I'm just going to go to this simple HTML. Now, last time let me remove the frame. Let me remove this frame here.
Excuse me, teacher. You want me to
Yes?
unmute?
Pardon? So let me just take this down. And then I said inside one paragraph, you can say maybe the first sentence, then you put the the break tag here, break, and then you see what happens. This, starting from when the sun is shining. Let me first take down. Okay, Galiana can stay because they are sleeping. So let me just try this out. Let me share the entire screen. And now when I say open this with the Chrome, you see this when the sun is shining and the air is warm has gone to the next line here. As you can see, then the Galiana and Bavaria sleeping comes to the next paragraph here. But this one, break just broke it from this paragraph to the next line, from this line to the next line, as you see. This is what we did. This is what the break. If I break again from here, if I want to break also from here, I can put another break here, there. Then now when I try out to run this, it's now going, even this is going to come to the next line, as you can see. Sorry, we are already. When I say break, when I have break, and then I now open this. So you see, now I have 3 lines with the help of the break. So let's also try to use Notepad to open to open this. So as you're still doing that, I want to just conclude now using the, let me see, it's my PowerPoint. Let's try to look at another tag, and that will be your, using the break will be your assignment. 1 minute assignment. So by the end of this, you have to know how to use it. So this is what happens. This is how the text will be displayed. For better understanding, try displaying the above tag, the above without using the break, and you see the difference. Now, this is a brain tease. Break tag is a, let's see who types in the chat first. The break tag is a what? Is a dash dash. What is dash dash? Benjamin says B. Then Christian says D. I don't even see D. Then Alex and the team say B. Philip says A. Okay. Trevor says A. Gabriela says A. Caesar says B. Trami B. Tendo C. Tendo MKA. So congratulations to those who said A, and those who said B, you can continue sleeping in the class. So break is a self-closing tag because it the opening and closing tags are all used in one tag, as we have seen illustrated in the previous discussion here. It was just written alone. It didn't have the closing tag like the rest of the other tags. Now, so let's look at, we already spoke about headings, so we shall not look at that. So we tend to prioritize the important stuff. In HTML, we make use of headings. H1, for this is not a self-closing, so you have to close it. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, and it's placed inside the body tag. H1 to H6 arranged on a basis of priority, H1 being the biggest or the chief here. For example, H1, when you look at what we have arranged in here, this is H1. It's bold enough and bigger than the others. This is H2, which is the second in priority. Then this is H3, the third in priority, H4, the fourth in priority, then H5, and then H6 will also come next. So let me get to, I see some hands are up. Let me start with Trevor.
Teacher, I am done using the break tag. Teacher, I can't hear you.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Today I did some coding, and the headings kept on becoming smaller. So is there a way I can maintain their size? Just like how heading 1 is big and all the head, just like how heading 1 is bolder and all the headings bold.
I wasn't hearing you very well, but if you maintain your headings to be the bigger, if you want them to be big, then you use H1. And we shall also use learn how to use some tags to maybe increase on the boldness, and that's when even CSS will come in the near future. Now, so still not clear. If we are still not clear, then don't worry. This example will resolve any confusion. The H1, as you can see here, hey there, I am heading 1. Hey there, you try out. I want you to try this out inside the body and see what happens. So since I'm the head of the Django, now I'm just going to copy what is here. Then I just paste in my browser. I'm just going to paste this, copy this, and then I paste, then I show you. So let me share my pie chart. So I come here to my pie chart, then inside the body, I can just put another line here. Then I have my, let me put this here. So this is what I have. Then I just play it. And as you can see, this is now the illustration that we are talking about. This is heading 1. It's bolder. And if you use H1, you will always have a bolder, your words bolder and looking like this. Then this is H2. This is heading 2. This is heading 3. This is heading 4. This is heading 5. And the smallest is heading 6. As you can see. So you can try out as well, writing this on your own. Let me share my last screen here. Then we call this a very difficult day. Let me see. So you can try out using those tags. Let's now move on to, so isn't it amazing how you can sort the important stuff from the content just by providing a suitable heading structure, as we have seen here? Yeah, of course. But then before we move on, let's have a brain teaser again. In accordance with the output we got on the last screen, heading 3 had more priority over 1 and heading 2. Then B says heading 4 had more priority over heading 5 and heading 6. Then heading 3 is a guy with moderate priority. Then number D is, I don't know what you're talking about. So let's get your opinion. In accordance with the output we got on the last screen, what's the correct answer? Let's see in the chat. So Philip says C, Benjamin says A. Okay. Farid says C, Caesar says C, Alex and the team C. Okay. So when you say in accordance with the output we got on the last screen, heading 3 had more priority over heading 1 and heading 2. Of course, that's wrong. Then A is not right. Whoever said A, Benjamin, you're right, wrong. So A is wrong. Now we go to B. Heading 4 had more priority over heading 5 and heading 6. Of course, heading 4 was bigger and more bold than 5 and 6. So B is right. Let's go to C. Heading 3 is a guy with moderate priority. Of course, because is it moderate priority? So let's go to D, I don't know. So the correct answer here is those who said B, you are right. But then we are yet to confirm if C as well. C is also in the middle. So it's a moderate, the best answer is B, but C is also right because it's the moderate, it's the one which has moderate, as you can see here, C, the moderate priority. Now, bold and italics using letter B. For it, don't confuse it with the BR, which is for the break, because break is self-closing, but the bold is not self-closing. So if you want some words to be bold, you use the B tag. So there are different tags present to format the content on a web page. We are learning some of them. So the bold tag is placed inside the body tag, of course, and lets you mark the text bold to showcase their importance or highlight. So how about the italics? The italics is denoted using the I, and for it, it closes. You have to have the closing tag, as you can see. So it is placed inside the body tag, and it lets you mark the text in italic format. So we are trying our the rat is trying their best to make this clear. How about the underline tag? If you want to underline a word or a sentence in HTML, you use the tag which is U. It's denoted by U, and it has to close. It has to have an opening tag and a closing tag. And it's placed inside the body tag. And just in case you want to underline a text or a sentence, it's a very easy job. HTML is very, very easy. It's just working with numbers and letters and then words. Now it's time to make use of these tags. I want you, as your assignment today, even before for anyone to leave this class, you will have to share your screen and have a project which has everything we have covered today displayed on the web browser. So I want you to use the paragraph tag, the bold tag, to use the italics, the break, all the tags that we've learned so far. And then we shall call it an evening. If you're done, you just let me know in the chat, then I allow you to share your screen. And then we can close this class. So those who don't finish, no one is leaving before they present. Before they present the work. So if you present first with all the tags we've learned today, you're free to have a good night. And if you leave without presenting, then that's also an automatically you're going to end in the class today. So let me and eat my hard knocks as I wait for you to let me know whoever is presenting first. I want you to make a web page with all the tags we have learned so far and present. You just type in the chat and say I'm done, then I will let you share your screen. And if you share the wrong page, things which are not correct, that's also a suspension. You will not be sent a Zoom link, because even the Zoom link is going to change. Tomorrow we shall have a different link for joining the class. People who didn't submit their assignment, people who didn't do today's assignment and presented, may have to join the next cohort. Okay, let me wait. Huh? This is what we are going to do. I want to make it easier. I'm going to assign you teams, and you go and share ideas within teams. The team which passes, all of you will go. Let's make things not very difficult. And so let's first see whether Trevor is done. Trevor, you can share your screen. If you pass, for you can go, and the rest will be assigned to team. I don't see italics. I don't see the break. See, I don't see italics and break. So let me assign you. I just want you to click on. Let's have the next person, who is Philip. You can share your screen. Sorry, I wasn't able to see. Let me just put like that. Let me see. I can see the heading. I can see the lines. I can see the list. Where is the italics? I don't see the italics. All right, I think you're good to go. So unless you want to stay behind and help your friends, but for you have passed and you're free to have a good night. And we meet tomorrow. So let me make breakout sessions. Let me assign other people to breakout rooms.
Good night.
Well done.
Thank you.
So everyone just click on your breakout room, and then you join the breakout room. Then you go and discuss as a team. Gabriela and Caesar, what are you still doing here? You guys are sleeping. Join your breakout room. Gabriela, now you're done remaining. Click on join room, then you go and discuss with your friends. You
Teacher,
join your room. You join your room. Join room.
why?
You can discuss with your team the
I
assignment.
wanted to say I didn't understand today because I wasn't in yesterday's class.
Okay, you can first watch yesterday's class,
Okay.
or you can just join your team and see what they're doing, then you'll gander.
brackets. That is when it went into italics, like here, here, and also here. Yes, that's basically what we did. And then wherever we put P, it was paragraph.
Who contributed to this project? Who and who?
Caesar Mwebazi, Trevor Yet, Mina, Einstein, and Farid.
Okay. All right. You are, let me see. Okay, you're free to go. Let's have a room 2. Who is the team leader of room 2, which is Alex, Josiah, and Maria, Benjamin, and Twami Ann? The team leader, share your screen.
Josiah was the team leader. I was helping her. Gift left the meeting room. In fact, Trummy was quiet.
Hey. All right. Do you have to share the screen?
Please don't mute me. I wanted to say that for us, before I didn't know how to code those. So teacher, my team couldn't build something all together.
Let's have Benjamin. Is your team going to share their screen?
Yes.
Share your screen and show us. Let the person who collaborated with you talk about. One person shares the screen, then the teammate talks about what you did.
It was Josiah who were using Josiah's screen.
Yes, then let one person share. Are you the one sharing the screen?
No, it's Josiah.
Let Josiah share the screen, then you talk about what you did.
Excuse me, teacher. I think I was in room 2, I think originally, but then when I got disconnected because of internet, I went to room 3. I couldn't remember the room I was.
So did you contribute to room 3? If you contributed in room 3, then you wait for your time. Is room 2 not going to present? I don't see anyone sharing their screen.
Josiah, would you please share your screen?
I contributed in room 2. I found when room 3 had already started.
And then the room 2 says you didn't contribute, you left, you didn't contribute. Let's get to hear from room 2. Let's move on to room 3 if room 2 is not ready. Who is the team leader of room 3? Room 3, I see Gabriela and Gift. Who else was part of that team? And who was the team leader?
Tendo Benjamin.
Yes?
Tendo Benjamin was the team leader.
So let him share the screen, then you talk about what you did. And then you tell us who contributed.
All right, in our team, I was there with me, Gabriela, and Tendo MK, but Tendo MK never contributed and even left, and Gift never. And also we have had some few problems with the program. It's okay if you give us a little bit of time to redo it.
You want to sleep here. Okay, let's move on to room 4. Who was the team leader in room 4? Room 4, I see Christian, Galiana, And Farid, who was the team leader in that team?
Me, Christian.
Who is sharing the screen? Let one person share their screen, then another person talks about what you did. If your team fails, then you all of
Teacher,
the screen. Yes.
at first Gift was there, and then she went off.
Okay, so one person shares the screen, and the other explains what you did. So I see Farid has shared their screen, then let someone who is in that team explain what is happening there.
Teacher, if your team fails, do you go to the next class?
Eh?
If your team fails, do you go to the next class?
No. That's
Excuse me, teacher.
yes.
Does that mean they'll expel you if your team fails?
Yes. So you have a chance here. Either you explain what is happening on the screen they have shared, or the whole team goes to the next they apply again.
For me, I didn't know how to make those ups. I wasn't in the class.
Excuse me, teacher.
And before teacher,
Yes, good. Now let Galian.
I was helping. Excuse me, teacher. May I first mute?
May you what?
It's okay. It's okay. You're making noise. Teacher, I was saying that Christian wasn't there yesterday, so he was the team leader, and I was telling him what we learned yesterday.
Now, did you do the project?
Yes, we did some.
You share the screen.
Christian, share your screen.
Okay, Farid says he was in group 1. Yeah, if you contributed in group 1, you're free to go. For you have passed. As long as your team said you contributed. So who is sharing? Christian. You're going low, yeah? Which team is ready to present? Let's give Christian's team some time to work on their project. You can go back to your breakout room. Let's have, yes, Josiah, you want to share your screen? If your team is ready to share their screen, then you can share your screen. What's up, Galiana? I see your hand is up.
Teacher, how do we go back to the
You just
breakout
click.
room?
You just click on your screen.
Okay.
Then you go back to your room. Josiah, are you ready to present, or you also want to go back to your room? If you haven't finished, go back to your room, and I want only people who want to present to come back. So you're ready to present, you raise up your hand. Benjamin, which group are you belonging to? Which group are you part of? I don't see you assigned here. So no one is ready to present.
Teacher, it's okay if you share the link to the breakouts.
Which room are you part of?
Room 3.
Room 3 has who?
Gabriela. Gabriela.
All right. Let me assign you to room 3. Can now go. Trevor, are you part of any team? Why are you not going?
Yes, I'm just waiting to see the presentation.
You have your presentation. Where are your teammates?
We already finished one. I was in room 1.
Oh, okay. That's good. You can join one of the teams and you help them. Which team do you want to help? You want to help room 4, which has Christian and Galiana.
Oh, yes, please.
You can go to room 4.
Excuse me, Mr. Solomon.
Yes.
Can room 2 present?
All right, let's have a presentation from room 2. One
Okay,
person
let me
shares the
finish
screen,
it.
then another person speaks about the project.
Okay.
Hello everyone. This is room 2 and we are going to share with you about how to make videos with Scratch. So I enjoyed a video about how to make simple videos using a Scratch one day. I decided to make one. It wasn't easy, so after coding, I just took a video and posted it up on my friend's WhatsApp account. She said it was very good. Then told me to make others. So that is what Trami worked on, and she told us to explain it. Thank you.
So that is still incomplete. Let's have the next room. Which room is ready to present next? Oh, all of you have given up. So you have 1 minute. If your team doesn't present in the next 1 minute, then we shall have.
Hello everybody. I'd just like to share what I did on my mom's birthday as a birthday gift. We worked out as a team, but it never worked out so well. So I just decided to share this because my partner's computer had a few problems. I did this on my mother's birthday on 6th of October 2021. I said why I love my mother. She takes care of me and loves God and her siblings. These are more reasons why I love her. She teaches me more about God. She's kind to everyone and she loves me. Yeah, so that's what I made as a birthday present to my mother on her birthday.
Nice, happy birthday to her. I like the way you have even used the lists. So you are free to go. Attend Benja. Did you work with alone or as a team?
I worked a little. I worked with Gabriela, but what we did did not work out very well. But I worked with her.
Okay, you and Gabriela can go.
All right. Good night.
Good night. The rest, can you give up? Have you surrendered?
Teacher, for us, we've had some problems. Christian has not been learning and teaching him was hard. I think Aliana has some progress.
Teacher, I'm working on it. I'm making something about Scratch. And you were saying that what comes after you, I've put the you. Trevor.
You write what you want.
Okay. After that, do you save your project?
Yes, please. You save it with an HTML. Your name under HTML. The name of your project.
Okay, I can see Josiah. Josiah, you're presenting your screen. Who is talking on behalf of your team? Who is going to talk on behalf of your team?
How do you save the project? You click save as.
I think if you haven't finished your projects, Christian, instead of interrupting the people who are presenting, you can go back to your teams and speak from there. So whoever is talking on behalf of Josiah's team, please unmute.
Teacher Solomon,
Yes.
Josiah was in room 2.
Was in room 2.
Yes.
Oh, how about you?
I am also in room 2.
Have you presented yet?
We have already presented.
But you didn't pass.
Okay.
Let me give you 1 minute to go back to your team and sort it up. If you fail, then I may have nothing to do now.
Teacher Solomon,
Yes, please.
what are we supposed to do again?
You're supposed to make a project which an HTML document with everything that we have learned today. We want to see if you are attentive today.
Teacher Solomon, we were still discussing.
Discussing what we even discuss until midnight.
It's time up. It's time up. So there is no more chance now. So which team is ready to present? If your team fails to present, then you will have to, maybe you can save yourself by sending your project by before 10 p.m. tomorrow, very early in the morning. Maybe we can excuse you, but if you still fail as an individual, then you're not ready for the next stage.
Teacher, I think this teacher wanted to say I think. I'm not sure, but when we were supposed to save my project and we were supposed to save it on documents, I saved it first on download, but when I go to download, it's not there.
I also know that
Okay, now let's
I may
have
not be working well with that.
which team has finished? Raise up your hand or type in the chat if you have something to present. Okay, now if you failed as a team, then we shall see you in the next cohort. But if you want to save yourself as an individual, you can send your work before 10 a.m. tomorrow. Maybe we can see if the work is correct, then we shall excuse you. I don't need to see the HTML. What I need to see in the browser, see the work in the browser. The person who is going to talk about your project should raise up your hand such that I can let them unmute.